now is the second part of this interview, which is juggling between career and football. So can you maybe tell us a little bit more about what you do at work, like how much time you spend at work, like what's the situation like right now, like what do you do for Apple?
I just recently joined Apple about 6 months ago. She's slightly more than 6 months now. Uh, in the role that I'm doing, the job is from Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
It's the standard working hours from 9 to 5. But from times to time, I do have to work overtime.
Yes.
So yeah, so let's say if there is a friendly game after work, I can't really guarantee that I can come. Um, the work is actually, I would say I'm quite thankful. The role that I'm working at, I do have to overtime, but during the weekend, I do have the complete weekend for myself. I don't
Yeah.
really have to work over the weekend. So
Okay.
that gives me the freedom to uh, play football, and for me, it's really a passion. I always try to give it the priority that I will go for football on
Yeah.
one of the days during the weekend. In terms of juggling between my work and football, I think uh, it's more of like during the weekdays, I'm so busy. I don't think I have the time to like really train myself to be fit.
Yeah.
Because even if you play recreationally, football can be quite
Yeah.
physically demanding. Yeah.
Right.
So, and that's also a reason why I think I can only play as a like for just for fun. It's not like serious playing where you really to invest at least 3 times or more than that to train
Right.
yourself to be fit.
Okay, so can you maybe tell us a little bit about like your career journey so far?
So I graduated from Singapore Management University in 2016, end of 2016. In
Yeah.
2017, I started my first job. So in my first job, I was a management trainee. It's a program where I was rotated to different departments overseas. So
Yeah.
it's give me the chance to get the exposure to various teams and also different living environments. I was in Hong Kong, and then I moved to I came back to Singapore, and then after that was Shanghai and Bangkok. So the first 2 years of my career, I really didn't get to play football
Yeah.
because I move every 6 months, and football is something that you need a team,
Yes.
and yeah, I didn't really quite have the time to explore, whether in these cities there were other girls team as well.
Yeah.
So I actually miss football really a lot during these 2 years. And after my first job last year, surprisingly, amidst COVID, I managed to find the current role with Apple. It's I just saw the job online and give it a try.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so initially when I applied, I didn't really think that I would get the job. Uh, yeah, but after like a few rounds of the interview, somehow I made it. So the role is how can I explain it? It's like we manage the resellers of Apple. Yeah, so the resellers that buy from Apple in bulk and they sell to the end customers. Yeah, so that's my career journey so far.
Okay, so the last question of this segment is would you say playing football has influenced or impacted your work? Like have you learned any lessons that from football that you can apply to your work life?
I think I think definitely. As I said earlier, one things that I love about football is teamwork. So it's basically the same as a setting in the workplace. You don't do things alone, right? Everything is collaborations, and the deliverable is usually a team effort. So coming from football, I think it kind of like teach you and prepare you throughout those years that you play in school, that you try to think from other players' perspective as well. Try to be inclusive, try to credit when your teammates are doing a good job, and also try to learn from others. So teamwork is definitely a thing that football has taught me, and I've brought it with me throughout my career. Another thing is, I guess, the perseverance that, when you play the sport, you don't give up. And it comes to, like, on the pitch, it's really, that ball that you chase, that challenge that you do with your opponent. Basically, you at any moment you don't give up, and the mentality that you play to win. Even if you are a few nails down, right, you cannot give up the game. So when it comes to work, I guess there's a lot of issues, and on a daily basis you have to try to resolve. So far at the companies that I work, they are quite large organizations. To solve an issue, sometimes you have to navigate in the organization itself, and it's really time consuming, and to solve an issue on top of what you have to do on a daily basis is really I would say it takes a lot of time and could be quite troublesome. So I think that perseverance, that tenacity, that you want to get something resolved is also something that I think I've learned from soccer or football. So that's also another thing. And so maybe I share a bit more about my journey back in high school. My team back then, right, was a team of novices, I think, maybe with the exception of myself. When we started in the first year of high school, right, if somebody asked, do you think you can win the tournament, the inter-school tournament, I think nobody would have believed that we could make it. But somehow we had a miracle. We actually won the tournament. We won the championship, and it's really like a miracle that always make me believe that, if you we have three words that my teammates and I always kind of like recall, and just, it's like believe Howard, desire Howard, and believe. So hard work, is something that, it's not just in football, it's really in life, not just in work. You have to work hard to earn something that you want to win, and to resolve something is the same, that I can bring it over. And belief is, it sounds like it's a fate, but I really believe that if in the first place, if you don't believe that you can do something, you will never get it done. So these are the things that I really learned back in those high school days. And I always keep it throughout my life journey as well as in my career.
Yes, I completely agree. That it's the same for me. So from football, what I learned is really working in a team setting, and also be more resilient. If there's difficulties, just manage to overcome, and definitely makes me a stronger person, and also putting into hard work, and it will pay out.
Stay tuned for our final segment where we talk about career advice.